Hello, everybody. This is Roger Sylver, and I'm here with my friend Sylwia Giza from Poland. She lives here in the States. And before we get started, this is the first time that I've done a radio show or anything of the sort, let alone being on video doing this, for a couple of years now. Many of you are affiliated and know about my radio show, Maximaxium Radio, that I haven't created one since like February of 2016 because of life and all those things happening. But what's going on is my friend Sylvia and I have been discussing behind the scenes doing a radio show together, and we'd like to call it Sylver and Giza because it sounds great, right? So this is like a pilot, a preliminary kind of test to see how it goes, and we're recording this live right now. So a little more about myself, folks, is I do this radio thing. I've been doing radio, FM radio and online radio off and on for like 25 years. The first time my Vox was broadcast over the airwaves excuse me, was in 1986, and I'll tell you about that story some other time. But I've been doing this for quite some time now, and I'm also an audio professional and voiceover professional as well. So that's what I like. I love to do it. I love to do those things. So if you guys have any audio projects that you need voiced, let me know. And with that shameless plug, Sylvia, welcome. And let's go ahead and start off with who you are, how you came to be, where you are now. And yeah, let's just go from there. Go ahead.
I don't know who I am.
You don't know who you are?
Because I am everything and I am nothing.
Okay.
Sometimes I play the role of the teacher. Sometimes I play the role of the student. Sometimes I play the role of the child. Sometimes I play the role of the actor, because I'm playing the role of the actor right now. And I am actually very authentic actor.
Oh, okay, well.
But I am everything and nothing. But I am spiritual teacher, and I am also healer. So I help people with emotional intelligence, and I help people with spiritual subjects, whatever happened, to their body. I am also Kundalini awakened person, which, my Kundalini awakened in 2009. Since then, I am on spiritual path full time. Before that, I was in spiritual path maybe like since 2000. But full time is from 2009. So I'm helping people every day with healing their mind, their body, and their spirit, and connect people to their spirit.
Very good. Now, let's speak about how this came to be with you. Can you explain a little bit to people about who you are, who you were before your Kundalini experience and, all of this spiritual stuff just kind of like exploded in your life? Who were you and what were you doing before all that happened?
Okay, before I got always, from when I was little, I feel always different, like around the people, because I could feel people emotions, like you probably too, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So when I was a little child, I couldn't go some places because always when there was like older people, I could feel their emotions. I could feel how they think, what they think. Actually, I knew what they think. Mm-hmm. So I was, in the beginning, I was like a very sensitive, extra sensitive person. And I started meditating in 2000. I started meditating, and since my meditation, every year, like I become more aware. So before my Kundalini awakening 2009, I had like 2 years before, I had like energy coming to my brain, and then I got also like pain in pineal gland, where it's like on the back. So my pineal gland was like opening, awakening, mm-hmm. But I didn't know about it. So I went to the doctors, to the, neurologist, and they told me like, oh, you have like, your brain is too big for your school,
I've been hearing a lot about that, as a matter of fact, on Facebook.
And I'm like, okay, so probably I need to go to different directions. So I was like starting meditation. So I'm meditating, and then I see always light in front of me. There's like when in a dark place or in the night, I always see the light in front of me. And I was like looking at this light, Like, for example, this is the light, right? I was looking at this light and I'm like, what is this light? So I was going from around, I was like checking this light. So then I see like a light, but like a triangle,
Mm-hmm.
So I was always seeing this light. And then later I see this light. This is before Kundalini working. Then later I saw this light in my body. And this light was healing my body. So one time I had like back pain. I lay down in my bed and I see this light outside. Then I see this light inside and was like repairing, working on my back. And then after like 10 minutes, my pain gone. And I'm like, oh God, I'm just healing myself. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that was like very, very interesting. And then I see like fairies, I see all kinds of things like you see. Like aliens. So I saw this time I saw like fairies like flying around. And I'm like, okay, something is happening. And then I see like a triangle. I see like wake up in the morning and I'm like see like in meditation always this gold triangle. And then I open it and I'm like, what is this eye? I didn't know anything about that before,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, searching, going downstairs to the kitchen, searching everything. What is the triangle? It's, okay, this is triangle. Okay, what is this eye? Okay, this is third eye. Okay, and then I start reading about this. I was very sensitive, but I didn't have knowledge about this. So everything just came to me, and then later I was looking in the books. What is it exactly,
Right.
So,
well, really quick though, let's let people know that you were a real estate agent, I guess, right? You were in real estate, and at that time, and
I was real estate.
Yeah, you were a self-made millionaire, right? And then you started giving all these things away to everybody, and I guess you got to a certain point of giving physical materials away to people who needed them, and giving houses away, buildings away, even. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
I was in real estate since '93, and since then I was at the time with my partner. So we were doing this together. That was not only me, but together. But later, when we get separated, I was doing this by myself for many years later. But we did, very lots of stuff. Like I was doing condo conversion. We were buying big buildings, huge buildings, like 8 units, 9, 20, 24 units buildings, and we buy this building and we do remodeling inside, and I was selling those units. So, and then also we were like, I was managing all those units, and I was also, we were also building new houses. So we got like construction company, real estate, and we did all kinds of work, and we actually make a lot of money on that because at the time was very boom for real estate, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we make a lot of money, and we had like Porsches, houses, brand new houses. We built the houses like all kinds of boats, like 4-footer, all kinds of boats. So we had money and everything, but I was always having something like, and then I helped a lot of people. Lots of people came to live in my apartment, in building. We also help, like, it's the foundation of the heart.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a foundation for like children. They coming from Poland and they coming to United States for the medical, all kinds of medical issues, right?
Right.
So we help them. We also, so they live in our apartments for like half a year, for example, for free, right?
Okay.
And there's lots of people came. They live in our apartments for free, or we also invite them to our house, so they live in our house.
Mm-hmm.
And we help them. And I also help a lot of people in Poland. I was sending packages, presents,
right.
And I help a lot of people around me all the time. So I get always friends around me.
Mm-hmm.
But this thing going on in my body. I couldn't be around people later, so I have to be like separated. I was secluded. I was like, for example, 3 months at my home, closed, so like nobody can even visit me because I was in different state of consciousness, because this energy was waking up in me, so I couldn't even see people. I couldn't even be around people, you know what I mean? So, and once over a while, I went go outside and I would talk to people and everything. But always people, actually, there was like lots of people, they want to come to me and be around me. But I couldn't do it because it was like too sensitive later, you know?
Right.
So that was before my Kundalini awakening.
What did that feel like? What happened exactly? What were the exact precursors to your Kundalini awakening? And then what happened exactly? What did it feel like when it just popped?
My Kundalini awakening, and I know that a lot of Kundalini awakening people got similar experience to mine, but mine was very like profound, like huge change in my body and my mind and my everything, you know, in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So I had this headache, then I got this energy coming every night. I was sitting doing something and this energy was coming down and it's like coming. Sometimes I feel like my head was opening and I was walking with this head open and I'm like, oh my God, there's lots of energy. Would go inside or go outside, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I closed this mind, close this brain. I didn't know how to do it, or I was sitting by computer doing something. So I got always like out of body experience. Always I was like coming first and then my body next to me, you know what I mean? So I got, this was before Kundalini awakening. Then I lost everything. I lost everything. I lost my house. I have my car, but because I have to sell one car, I had Porsche, so I have to sell it because I was always, look at like very important is what you're thinking. I was always saying to my friends, oh, when I will not have money, I will sell my Porsche, then I will have money. And this is what happened. This is what happened.
Right.
The same thing I was saying, for example, about credit, credit. Oh, I was always about the credit. You know what I mean? It's very important to credit. You need to have very good credit because I was in real estate. So I was like, accountant, very good. You have to have all good credit. And then I was like, oh, I have to be, I don't want to lose my credit because I lost everything, and I'm like,
right.
I lost my credit too, So I lost.
Yeah,
so
it's like case
then I rebuilt it. Then I rebuilt it later, but whatever you don't want it, it's going to happen to you. So it's very important. This is the message for people right now. Whatever you think, you're going to create. So back then I didn't know that. So then later I lost everything. I moved to the apartment, like 1-bedroom small apartment. And I didn't have money. I didn't have money even I didn't eat for a week, for example, because my fridge was like empty.
Yeah.
And I was like, every day I was listening to this lady, Louise Hay.
Mm-hmm.
She's got some kind of like recording, 21-day recording about clearing all the information, clearing all the patterns from your body, right? So I was doing this. I started to do this clearing. I release all the data, all the pattern, all the info from my physical body, mental body, emotional body, astral body, eternal body, all the other bodies in this life, other life, this dimension, other dimension, all the time. And I was doing this video every day. And after maybe few days, maybe 5, 6, 7 days, something happened to me. And I was doing the same. I'm talking about this experience of awakening of the Kundalini, right?
Mm-hmm.
During the same day, at the same time, I was doing sun gazing. Every day I was doing sun gazing. So maybe one day we're gonna talk about sun gazing, right?
Sure,
but it's very important.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing sun gazing, and then I was meditating and doing this whatever this Louise Hay tape was saying, right? And then I was meditating in position of lotus meditation, looking at the sun, and And in the moment, I feel like big shadow come out from me, like a shadow, like, and then I feel very light. I feel like lighter, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh my God, what was that?
Yeah, what was that?
There was like my shadow. There was that.
Okay. All right.
That was my shadow. Like you can always hear love your shadow, right? Because your shadow, or do your shadow work, right?
Right.
But this was my shadow. Actually, there was like black, dark, dense energy just lifted from me, and I can see it like, and then I feel very like light. And before that, I got always back with back pain. Every for many years I have always back pain. I did all kinds of exercise, went to the chiropractor, always got because of the Kundalini, because Kundalini was working on my back, and I didn't know that yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Until this massive, experience which I had. So this calmed up, and then I started to do something like this. My body was like jumping. They was like doing this, They was like doing this, It was like doing this, and I have to put head my down, all kinds of these movements. And there was like movements from my body, so I couldn't control it.
Mm-hmm.
And my body and my hands was doing this and start to do and move in different direction like this, all kinds of movements.
Did this happen in front of people and people look at you like,
no.
What is going on with her? No, it happened at home.
No. But I tell you later, because this happened also in front of people too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What happened?
So this is what happened the first day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like doing these movements all the time, spontaneous movement. Then I lay down. When I lay down, I got like shaking. My head was like shaking and whole body was shaking, like, shaking, and my body was like, and then in the same moment, Jesus appeared. Like I feel that Jesus, he came to me and he said to me like this, you see, child, whatever is happening right now in your body, this is your faults. Whatever you judged, any person, place, or whatever situation, this is everything in your crown, which is like, the Jesus had crown. And this is also those, what the Jesus had on the back, how you call it?
Oh, cat of nine tails whip, yeah.
Yeah, he's got this thing on the, so this is your thoughts. Jesus told me, came to me, and Jesus told me, because I didn't know what's going on with my body, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm dying or something, because the body's moving.
Right.
And I'm not moving, the body's moving, right? So I'm like, okay, so probably I'm dying, but I was not afraid at all, because I don't have a fear, right? And Jesus told me, you see, child, this is all the thoughts, all this, like, you have on this back, the pain on the back, this is the thing you judge in this lifetime and past lifetime. So right now you're going to be clear it. And then I see this light, which I see outside of the body, I see inside the body, and this light start to do clearing on my back. I didn't know this is actually nadi at that moment. I didn't know this is nervous system at that moment. I was thinking it's working on the back. And the pain was so tremendous, was like so huge. The pain was like when you go to the dentist and they do root canal without the anesthesia.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the pain on the back was like this. And this pain I had for maybe 2-3 years, because the energy was going through the whole nervous system to the nadi, and then I have to do all kinds of positions. So I bend my body to this position, and I have to stay in the position. For example, I have to go down with my head like I'm like, doing this to Mother Earth, right?
Right.
And I was staying in this position for like 2 hours. And I see everything, what the energy was doing. So 2 hours in this position, then I move a little bit, 2 hours in this position, the energy was working on my back, 2 hours in this position. So I have to change the position, whatever energy wants to move me to move.
Right.
And there was like hours and hours, 24 hours a day work.
Okay, so
and on my back.
Right. These movements, though, they were not a jerky kind of like I don't know, some of those possession movies you see where people are just going into.
No, there was this kind of movements. Like if someone was seeing from outside my body, because they got a different perspective, they can see this like person is
possessed.
Or something.
Possessed, yeah.
And right now, I just want to tell to all the people: if you think someone is possessed, no one is possessed. I tell you how this works inside. So the energy is working on the blockage inside. Okay.
Right.
The energy, the light is going, going to the blockage, got to the blockage, and clearing, and firing. So it's like firing, and in the same moment it's firing, there is the movement, like it's possessed. Like this looks like it's possessed because you're shaking the body because the blockage is going away.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So people, nobody knew about this. They just didn't know about this. And this is what happens. So I want to tell a lot of people, just start to a little bit learn about Kundalini, because nobody is possessed. But this is Kundalini, divine energy. It's awakening human body and transform human body to enlightened body. But before all that happen, needs to go through all the nervous system, parasympathetic, sympathetic nervous system, need to clear all the nadis, blockages from this life, past lives, right? And then clears it. Then you got less shaking, and I know everything what to do. So you can go through this process very quickly because of my knowledge right now. I will do this. I got the knowledge, so it's different when I didn't before, right? And actually, I didn't see anybody before me was talking about Kundalini like I speak about Kundalini, like with such of like logic, because I can see this inside the body and what exactly energy is doing inside the body and how the energy Kundalini looks and what kind of blockages you have. I can see it in my body. I can see it in other people's body when the energy is working on other people too. So it's not nobody is like possessed, but this is a divine energy. And this person who you think, they think this is possessed person, this actually person is healing other people around. You know what happened to me? When I was sitting at home, I was okay, I was doing my process, but I was okay. But then when I went outside, I went to some other people places, to restaurant or something, I start shaking. And you know what I saw? The energy is going and clearing other people's bodies. Because wherever I show up, the energy was working on the other bodies, the other people's bodies. So then I got shaking, and people think I can be possessed, but I was doing actually the job for them. I was clearing them. Not me, but the energy. You know what I mean?
Right. But when you were clearing them and you saw this energy clearing them out, were they having body spasms or twitching or anything like that?
No, I got only body spell. Okay. I got body spell, but they don't know anything. They just don't even know. But they can feel better. Like, for example, when I went to the beach, I was laying down on the sun, and then I see people, and I'm laying down on the beach. My energy goes to those people and clearing the auras inside the body, and then stand up, they like smile, they feel better, and they didn't know even something. They could feel it.
Right.
If they can feel it, they are sensitive, they could feel it. But what was like they didn't know this is me doing it, you know. So in the second day, so that first day was like this. The second day, I lay down on the floor in the living room, and the massive energy from the outside came to my left leg, and was going through my left leg and to my two legs, going up, up, or partially like up, comes to my head. My head started shaking like from the horror movies, those little pigs, little dolls,
Yeah.
And you know what I see in the same moment? I see in the same moment like everything in my brain is actually all the programming I had, all the belief system, everything was gone. You know what I mean? Because Kundalini shakes everything. And what I see in my mind, because I couldn't, my eyes was like closed, so I see like when the TV is off and you got this snow on TV, so I see this in front of my mind. Whatever is happening, there was like a snow and everything was shaking. My head was shaking, and then stops. And then in the same moment, in the first day, the second day, I feel tremendous love, like peace, like so much peace. The first day when Jesus came, I feel like so peaceful. And then the next day I feel so peaceful. I'm like, oh my God, this is something, I'm like, oh my God, this is something. I feel so peaceful. Something happened to my body, but I feel so peaceful and love,
Right.
So, and this starts to everyday work since this first day. I start to work on my body. Then I work very intensely every day. And there was all kinds of practice, which I have to do because Kundalini wants me to do. So there was like meditation like this on the chair outside, for example, for 4 hours, and massive energy was coming to my brain. The energy was coming from the trees, from the nature. I was grounding my whole, body to the Mother Earth.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, something happened to my body. I have to ground myself. So on the third day, I was saying the mantra because I already knew everything about this. So I'm saying the mantra, I am great connection to Mother Earth.
Right.
I am great connection to Mother Earth. And you know what happened? I was saying this and I was like so devoted to my Mother Earth, to connection to Mother. I want to connect with Mother Earth because I don't know what's going on with my body, right? So in Chicago, there's no earthquakes. But then in the same moment when I said that, like I was doing this maybe, like I don't know, in the night, 2:00 or 3:00, there was like huge earthquake in Chicago. Wow. And with my mind, I went down to the core of the earth. And actually, I went there, I ground to Mother Earth, I see all this lava inside, the gold, moving the lava inside of Mother Earth. And then I went outside with my energy, and then the shaking was in the Mother Earth. And when I talk to some of my friends, Kundalini awakened people, they say, Sylwia, because of you, there was the shaking. Because you were grounded to Mother Earth, and she knows this is you. Energy, Mother Earth has Kundalini energy too, and I was grounding to this Mother Earth energy, and that's why I was shaking in Chicago too.
Right.
See?
Yeah.
And they was like, So, and then since then, every day my energy was working like there was like seals, big seals on my body, like seals,
Right.
Huge seals. I was working on the energy, was all working on the body. So when those seals, like there was like huge seals, like circular one, like coming out, and then more energy was coming, and then seals coming out, more energy coming, seals coming out, more energy coming, and it was so fast. My energy was working so fast on me, I couldn't hold it. It was like so fast. And I'm like, okay, I almost died. I probably died a few times. Like I died and like I was like 3 days I didn't move. I was like in position, on kind of position, which I was lacking position because when Kundalini is working on you, the Kundalini lack you in position, lack your nervous system, and you couldn't move. So if I want to go to the bathroom, for example, I have to go in this kind of position and come back to this kind of position. Yeah, this is funny, but you couldn't move.
Crazy.
Until energy did some blockage, released some blockage, firing this blockage, and then I could move, and then I was walking normally. You see? So this is lots of people, they just don't know about this, but they have Kundalini awakening, but they have no idea they have.
Well, okay, let me get to that really quick. Are they going to have the same symptoms that you had? Are they going to be doing the same things with their bodies and, feeling all of this energy coursing through them, locking in place, going into body spasms, convulsions? Is everyone going to react the same to these energies?
Yes. You see? And this is the thing is, a lot of people say, who doesn't have Kundalini awaken, that you can have like a little bit, lighter process. But I tell you something, I met all of the spiritual people which they have Kundalini awaken, they have really Kundalini awaken, and all of them went through the process like I did. Intense process. They have even, you see, how you call those people, you can see even the thing on their bodies, how you call those.
Not scars, welts, or their markings of where the energy.
Like how this Father Pio, he had this in his face or somewhere, right? In his hand.
In his hand, stigmata.
Hand. How you call this?
Stigmata.
Huh?
Stigmata?
The stigmatas, yeah, stigmatas. So I had this too. I had this on my hands because, when I was meditating, I was just meditating and energy wants to take out there's like a rope around you because when you are like not awakened yet, there's like a rope around you. So it's holding you in like this position so you are not conscious, right?
Right.
The rope, the Kundalini, when Kundalini awaken, it's actually going and taking out this rope so it can be more free. So in the one meditation or 2-3 meditation, maybe, 1 month meditation I was doing every day, the Kundalini was doing actually was taking out the rope from me, from my hands.
Right.
And then, I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, I got one here, here, all kinds of like these scars.
But they're not bleeding and open, right? Like an actual stigmata.
No, but they were like very, very, very red. I have even right now I can see it, There was like in 2009, right? So, and this is after meditation. I see my friend, for example, he got back. He showed me the picture. He was laying down on the beach. He wake up. He's got like his back was like Jesus' back. You know what I mean? With scars.
Wow.
Yeah. This is how the energy is strong, and you cannot do whatever you want. You have to follow the energy because if you don't follow the energy, you can be killed.
Right. Now, how long did you meditate for, and how long did you meditate for before your...
Before I was meditating, okay, I start my meditation maybe for like 1 hour a day.
Okay.
Then after 2 years, 3 years, maybe I meditate 2 hours. After 2-3 years, I meditate 3 hours. And this is what happened after 2-3 hours, 3-4 hours meditation every day. Then this is what's awakening me because of the meditation. And I was actually praying. I didn't know about Kundalini before. I didn't know about Kundalini, but I was praying to God always in these meditations. And I was praying that I want to be connected to God. And you didn't know the connection is through Kundalini. That's Kundalini awaken, and then you got the process, and then the spirit comes to you, and then you walk as a spirit. You know what I mean? Before you just walk wherever you are programmed by the government, but whatever programmed by the society, you're programmed, you don't think. But when Kundalini awaken, you just cannot do stuff, whatever it's not moral to people and to you. You know what I mean? So my Kundalini was working on me all the time. So was working on my chakras. So, for example, I couldn't sleep at night, so I couldn't even work. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't go anywhere because my Kundalini was always working on me all the time, like 24 hours. Well, I went to sleep and I'm like sleeping and this energy is working. I cannot sleep because it's waking me up because it's working all the time. And was doing this so quickly, like this, like this, you know. How can you sleep, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow.
Oh,
Well,
so,
a lot of, go ahead.
you feel like you have a small child. You give the birth small child and you have to wake up all the time to a small child. You have to be very conscious about that. Right. So similarly, when you get Kundalini, you have to be all the time conscious because when you find out whatever you do is actually happening, because when Kundalini is working, everything which you think, it's actually very quickly manifest. And it's very important to very straight quickly to learn how to control your mind, because whatever you think, you got very quick manifested. So, for example, you think about this negative stuff manifest in your life, like whatever I was reading about conspiracy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Actually was happening to me. Everything, whatever you say in conspiracy, everything happened to me. Okay? So it's very important not to read about this stuff and not go into it.
Well, a lot of people say that you have to know about the negative and the positive together to be a whole being, not to dwell on the negative, of course, but to merge your negative and your positive together, kind of like Jim Henson's, I don't know if you've seen it yet, it's called The Dark Crystal, came out in the 80s, and it dealt with these beings, the Skeksis and the Skeksis, and the mystics. Right, there was a crystal. There was a shard missing from it, and at the end of the movie, the shard is put back in the crystal. But I don't want to spoil it for anybody out there. The movie, but you know what I mean.
Whatever you see, whatever you was talk about alien, everything happened.
Mm-hmm.
I got alien with me. I got like all kinds of experience. And also I got the knowledge about abduction. Like people think this is abduction, but it's not abduction, you know what I mean?
What is it?
This is Kundalini. What people think is abduction, this is actually Kundalini is awakening you. Okay?
Really?
Yes. And this is not abduction. Kundalini is awakening on you, so you got shaking because it's working on your body. But some people, they don't know about this, right? So Kundalini is working on the body, you got shaking, and then you got light beings which working on your body, transform your body to like, you know, more DNA and more, how you call it, more conscious body, right?
Right.
So this is Kundalini energy is working, but also light beings are working on you. Yeah, but you got shaking, and they think because you see those light beings, and you tell these people that this is alien abduction. You know what I mean?
Well, people are seeing and experiencing, though. They're not equating this experience they're going through with Kundalini awakening. You know what I mean? They're not associated.
A lot of that people have Kundalini awaken and they have no idea they have Kundalini awakening because you got, you see, I got Facebook on and they just calling me. But anyway, because of the lights. So
yeah, you're pixelated.
A lot of people have Kundalini awaken and they don't know about that. They don't know this is Kundalini, you know, and they got all kinds of experience. But I can tell you I had like something like with abduction too going on, because it was like totally, that was not like normal, you know, right. Energy working. Yeah, right. That was not normal. Yeah, because, and then, yeah, I had this experience. So I said to myself, I am sovereign beings. I said it was very powerful, you know. Right. thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I am sovereign beings sovereign being on all levels. You have to go. You have to leave. So I was doing this for maybe 1 month or something, and they stopped because they are using my energy for their, whatever they want,
Right,
so they were using my energy.
Yeah, I've had those experiences too when I was a toddler growing up, and the last time I remember anything taking place was in 1996, and I basically told them, go away. I don't consent to any of this. I'm not your property to do with as you wish. Now, I have scars on my body that I can't even explain. I'd wake up and have these scars on my body. Sometimes I had needle marks, little pinpricks of blood, in my sheets and things of that sort, and I could see the wounds on my body. But other times I've had these, like on my left leg, on my left shin, to the left of the bone, right in the middle of the shin is a scoop mark. There's a big round piece of, like, someone did a biopsy and just scooped it right out of my shin. There are people all over the world that have had this happen, but there is no major scar tissue. There was no blood or anything. It just woke up one day and it was like
but you see what this can be happened through them, but some people can have stigmatis from the Kundalini. You see, there's two things. But I had this experience, and I had this experience, what you're talking about, and I just said to them that you have to stop because this is my body. But you know what? They don't listen sometimes. They don't listen.
Yeah, then you have to pound it home with them.
And then I tell you something what happened, 1 month ago, which I told you. There's energy come to my brain, to my left, in my ear here, right? Mm-hmm. And the energy comes like this. I could feel it like a little pain. The energy comes inside, went to my chakra, and the pineal chakra to the back and to the wrist. So right now, for 3 weeks, I feel like something is in there. So what is it? You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I have those things happen too, with frequencies coming into my ears and things of that sort. And sometimes they really hurt, and I have to send it back to where it's coming from because I know it's not good.
Yeah, but I can feel this. I can feel this right now for 1 month, and they put it something. I don't know what is it, but it's some kind of what I'm talking about.
Right.
So I have to work right now on me to take it out. But they do this because, and the moment they did this, I forgot everything. I don't have memory. I couldn't talk because I didn't have memory. So finally everything coming back to me right now. But this could be from the good alien or could be from not so good alien.
Yeah, malevolent as opposed to benevolent. Yeah.
So I'm just observing right now from which aliens this came from.
Well, if it's making you forget and it's doing you harm, it's definitely not for your individual betterment, is it?
No. But sometimes, because there is some good aliens, they are actually upgrading you. The body goes through upgradation. And for example, when you're going in this universe on the earth, you're sitting on the earth and you're flying through the universe, sometimes you go to the higher energy, right? Higher energy, and there are all kinds of upgrades which they have to come to your body. So before I was seeing them as blockages. So for example, my body is flying in the universe, and then finally I see, okay, my aura was very clear. Now, because we are in different time and space, we got those blockages, and then my energy, Kundalini energy, has to unblock this, clear it, and when it's cleared, I got totally different consciousness. I think differently because it's totally different space and time, right? So we are on different consciousness, we are on different dimension.
Right.
So doing this all the time, this is like a process. Everybody. But some people feel it, some people don't feel it, right?
Right. It depends on where you're vibrating, where you are as an individual in your awakening process from within, because the kingdom of heaven has been said. It's on the inside. We are universes, individual universes. We're co-creators. We're connected to all that is, right? We're manifestors. And that's where the dark ones try to manipulate those of us who are manifestors and creators, and we know it, and they try to manipulate us into doing their bidding because they can't create anything on their own. You know,
they're using people to do it.
Precisely. Yes. Now, okay. So with that, we're about 45 minutes into this. So let's talk to people about the energies of today. What's happening right now? You have people, I don't like calling them this, but they're your typical 3Ders that, they're watching football, they're watching their sports and everything, and they're just kind of dumbing themselves down. They're not really critically thinking because the alphabet agencies have created a term called conspiracy theory. Well, that's the flip side of the critical thinking coin. They don't want people thinking for themselves. But you have these people that know that something is changing. The energies are rising. The vibrations are rising. And they're having a hard time acclimating to these new energies coming in. So what can you help these people with in accepting these energies and moving up with the vibration of the planet and where she's going right now?
So, like, not all of the people are on the same vibration. Actually, each person is on different vibration,
right.
And each person is on different dimension. And we got many dimensions. There's not 5D, there's not 6D, 7D.
Right.
We got many
They're
dimensions.
Infinite. Yeah, they're infinite.
Many.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, infinite. Yes. And everybody are, all the people are on different vibration. So what we need to learn is to be patient with the other one. So I'm learning this because if they don't get it, I'm like, oh my God, this is the,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I have to be patient, and I have to, and I know I have to, and I love them as they are. But sometimes, if something happened, like they don't get it, I'm acting like them.
Right.
So they are like, oh, you crazy. I said, oh, yes, I'm crazy. You know what I mean? So I show them what they're doing.
Right.
And then later they are changing because of that. I show them.
Right. You're
because
the mirror.
They think, oh, if I'm spiritual, so I have to be like this or this or this or this. No. If you are Kundalini awakened person, you are the mirror for people. So whatever they are doing, I'm gonna be mirror for you. I'm not gonna be like, good child. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be mirror for you. So that was like, people don't understand it. But okay, so what they can do, right?
Yeah.
What they can do. Start meditate. And we can do something about meditation one day, right? You can do the meditation for people too.
Right. I would like to do audio with guided meditations and things of that sort because that's what I work with, guided meditations and nature sounds and everything like
you have a very beautiful voice for that. So if you record something, that would be very nice. So, okay, so do meditation. And then it's important, which I was telling in the beginning, controlling the mind. Be mindful what you're doing all the time, right? Okay, what I'm doing right now? Oh, I'm talking. And observe yourself from outside.
Right.
Like you observing yourself. So the more you're going to observe yourself and being like here and now, what you're doing right now. Ask yourself always, what I'm doing right now. Oh, what I'm doing right now. Oh, what I'm doing right now. Where I'm going. Okay.
Right.
If it's easy, or if it's heavy. If it's easy, it's from the heart. This is your direction. This is the way you go. When it's heavy, it's from the mind, from the ego mind. This is not the way you go. Because life is easy, but people doesn't understand this. Life is easy, but we always got the tendency to go where it's hard. You see? And we need to go where it's easy. Okay, this direction is easy, we go there, we follow there. When it's easy, It's from the heart, from the spirit. When it's heavy, it's from the ego mind. So we don't go there.
Right.
Okay? So this is the importance. We feel it. We put one step, go one step, feel it. If it's easy, you go there. The next step, okay, you see the next step. So this is the other thing. The other thing, what you see. Whatever is happening outside in the world, it's not your word. Your word is what is in front of you, what you have. Okay, you got roof over your head, you got food, right?
Right.
You got drink, something, water.
Right.
You got everything. So you are happy now. You are joyful now.
Right.
And what people need to do, it's like to go what makes you happy, what makes you joyful, do what makes you joyful. And this is our work on the world. This is our work. What makes you joyful, you do it.
Like this, what we're doing right now.
And this joyful creates your life.
Right.
This joyful, this happiness, this lightness.
Mm-hmm.
We can, play, we can joke around. This actually makes us, create our life, because this is the moment and we are joyful about it, right?
Right. We're living in the now. And we have people right now who are always constantly, they're thinking about the past or they're thinking about the future. They're never thinking about right now. And I really feel that this is an awesome meditation to work with and to focusing on the now and trying to be as cognizant about it in the here and now. It doesn't matter if it's in the past. Well, the past is the past, but in the future, there's no past, there's no future. It's now. It's always now, right? So people just need to try to meditate on that aspect without having to think about where their rent is coming from in the next month, and I deal with this all the time too, because I'm following my bliss. I'm doing my thing, but people just have a real hard time with thinking about being right here in the now. They always have to have some sort of escape, whether it's sports or their favorite TV show.
And also to this, what you're saying right now, whatever you see right now, this is your past. It's already your past, because this is your future. That was your past thinking what create right now, right?
Right.
So this is already your past. So whatever we're thinking, we are thinking about now, but we are thinking about future. Now and future, now and future, now and future. Because this now creates the future, right?
Right.
But this past, this whatever it's right now, it's already past. So we don't have to be like, for example, if we are not satisfied from something, right? We are not, don't even focus on this, whatever is now, because this is your past thinking, whatever is now, right?
Right. And okay, I was going to say something with that. Oh yeah, deja vu. How would you explain deja vu? Because I'm telling you right now that I remember doing this, sending the pictures to you of the setup that I had this evening, and speaking to you tonight. And so how would you term deja vu? Is it exactly what you're saying there?
Deja vu is past life, or you tap into the future.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Tapping into the future.
You tap into the future. You tap to different dimensions which we already were doing this.
Oops.
Before.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right. But then you have all those infinite dimensions out there. Which one do you choose from? You know what I mean? Which alternate reality are you manifesting?
We are we are like right now in one dimension, because we are talking to each other. So we have just right now our dimension. You know what I mean? Then when we finish this conversation, you go to your own dimension. And I'm going to my own dimension, right?
Yeah.
When we meet again, or you meet with somebody else, then you are on this own dimension with that person. So we are changing. We are multidimensional beings.
Right.
And we are changing dimensions from moment to moment. You close your eyes and you are different, than open your eyes, you are different dimension, you know?
Right. Yeah. And when you're manifesting now, for my situation, I have memories of different universes, multiverses, in where counterparts of me actually lived and died, and they found me somehow on this dominant timeline, and I have their memories like I lived those memories in this lifetime, dying and everything else, getting married, having children. Even I've seen those dimensions,
but on this dimension, on this you are
on this
right
dimension, yes.
So you're gonna have children and you're gonna be married?
No, not exactly. I've just seen. It doesn't mean that it's going to happen.
Okay.
It doesn't mean it's going to happen. It's just that those different aspects of me, that's what's happening for them in those certain timelines, see? And there are things that I've manifested physically to assist me in following my bliss. And it's like I've gone out there and I kind of picked here and there what I want to manifest and what I want to bring to myself to give me the tools that I need to follow my bliss here in this dimension, see? So I'm utilizing what I've seen, what I still see alternate dimensions where other versions of me exist, right? So I'm taking little pieces, parts of what I like about this one, that one, and everything, and then bringing it together, you know? So, yeah, this is, this is cool. I love doing it.
This is when we got to this, when we have this awareness,
right?
We can, we can be on different dimension and be conscious about that, because some people, they are on different dimension, but they are not conscious, right?
Yeah.
So that's why sometimes they call them zombie or some other people, you know, so they are not conscious because they are on the other dimension, but they are walking here, for example, right? But their mind and everything is on the other dimension, right?
Right. They're just going through the motions like an automaton, really. You know, they're not really, I don't know.
When we are become like multidimensional beings, consciously, we can move from one dimension to the other, and we can experience this kind of life, right?
Yeah.
Consciously.
Right, consciously. And it's very strange when, and I'll tell this story some other time. I've told a few people in my immediate circles about this story. I think I've even mentioned it on the air once or twice, but where two aspects of me, two splinters of my wholeness, there you go, two splinters of my wholeness actually found me on this dominant timeline in 1994 and merged with me and brought with them all the memories that they had of their departure from those dimensions they lived in, but they were both together. They found me and they merged with me. I don't know if that made me stronger or what have you, but it was just really strange. And when you have an experience like that, you're just like, that really makes you feel like you don't fit in with anybody, because I've never heard of anyone having an experience like that ever, you know? And then they come out a few years later with this movie with Jet Li in it called The One, where, excuse me, where there are different aspects of himself in alternate dimensions that are crisscrossing and everything. And there is a really good version of him, a really good version of him, and a really bad version of him that actually square off, right? But the bad one goes around and kills off all the good, the more decent versions of himself. So every time that that happens, the bad version gains the power, but at the same time, so does the good guy, the very good one. And then they end up squaring off, and it's like, you got to see that movie. It's really good, actually. I dig it. But yeah.
Roger.
Yes.
Since I don't have a TV.
Well, you know what? I'll have to send you.
But you know what?
I'll send you a link online.
I don't watch TV.
Well, I don't either, but it's just
sometimes when it's good movie, I like it. When it's concept or something.
Yes, it is a good movie. When you see it, I'm sure it's gonna, I shouldn't say trigger you, but you will be like, oh wow. I'll send you a link to watch it online. How's that? I'll do that behind the scenes. But in the meantime, yeah, what can people do with the energies? How can they work with the energies right here, right now, to make sure that they don't I don't know, go crazy because they can't handle them? What can they do to incorporate?
Yeah, right now the energy in the world is very strong because even if the May 15 or 16, Uranus goes to Taurus. So it's going to be very unpredictable, and financial system is going to be changed.
Right. It's changing now.
Yes, it's changed. It's going to be changed. And also in our lives, everything's going to be changed. So I can hear people like their lives are ups and down. They got the idea to move from other states. Even I was thinking to move to the other states, you know what I mean? And all of my friends, girlfriends, they are also thinking about moving to other states. So people want to move to different location.
Right.
But I wanted to tell everybody, don't do this like very quickly and unpredictably. Think about this before you go somewhere. Even find out your astro travel, where is good place for you to be, right? For example, you can check on astro.com. You put your name, you put your date of birth, you put your hour when you're born, and then you can find out which area on the earth is actually positive for you, and which area will be like abundant for you, joyful for you.
Right.
Because some area, for example, when we checked, some people are being in the area where is Saturn. So this is like very heavy duty. Whereas Pluto, for example, is very heavy duty. And I say something about Pluto because when I checked Chicago, I got Pluto. And I'm like, oh my God, but I was feeling like at home here. And I'm like checking my sign and everything in Poland. In Poland, I got Pluto too, right? So I'm like, that's why I'm feeling like at home, because I got Pluto in Poland, Pluto in Chicago. So, so that's why I feel it's like home, right? But I'm like, but Pluto is too much intensive, Pluto is like, you have to be like working all the time, working like intense energies, like working on you. For example, I got some other location which is joyful. You can like enjoy life, you can rest, you know what I mean? So the same with people, like when you want to change location or something, find out where is the, positive location for you, and then you move, right? Don't do it like, oh, I want to go to Florida, and then you go to Florida. But maybe Florida is not good for you, right?
Yeah. Well, and then you can do like we're doing, because where I have everything going on heavy duty at my current location right now, it's your area to feel.
It's positive for you.
It's positive. Your area is positive for me, and vice versa, right? So,
and your area is very positive for me.
Right. So that's
we should change. We should change. Right. You should come here, and I should go there.
But the thing is, in the meantime, I think this works out for us in the meantime, because we're online, and you are pulling the energies that work for you over there, and I'm pulling on the energies that work for me from over there where you are. They're crisscrossing like this, right? So, and I think that's great. That's great. But with what she was talking about, folks, on that website, you'll get a map of where you were born, and it tracks the planets, where the lines, the tracks of the planets when they cross the surface of the Earth, and where they intersect. It's like Venus and
that is very good.
Venus and Jupiter. The closer you can get to that crossing, the better.
Or the lines, or even lines. Doesn't have to be crossing.
Well, lines where they intersect. Yes. Yeah, where they intersect. Yeah, that's where you are going to have better energies than where you are now. But if you are already in, your location, your chosen location, cool. But if not, check it out. What was that website again?
Astro.com.
Astro.com.
And also, sometimes people say, oh, I'm not going to move to this location because I don't have money to go there, right? But then when you go there without the money, there is the area which is Venus or Jupiter for you. You can make money very quickly, faster actually when you stay there in this location which you cannot make money or something, what I mean?
Right.
So it's better to move it if even you got a little bit of money, move it somewhere where it's like positive for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can actually, your life will change because of this, because this area will be actually abundant positive for you.
Right. That's very cool. Very cool.
So, but what was we talking about? What can people do? Okay, so it's very important because it's like strong energy right now.
Mm-hmm.
Uranus is going, so it's gonna be unpredictable. Money will be changed, and then everything is very like extreme now. You see, extreme. Like we don't see it in our world.
Yeah.
But we see it out there, right? So it's extreme, and there's lots of people who are actually got emotional problems, right? So this is what I do. I teach people emotional intelligence because we got emotional intelligence, we got all kinds of intelligences, right? Moral intelligence, emotional intelligence, health intelligence, all kinds of intelligence, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I teach people about emotional intelligence, and this is very, very important because if you have your emotion and balance, then you attract different life because you are peaceful.
Right.
When you are angry all the time, then you attract angry people, angry life, angry everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's very important for people right now to go within, right? And heal the inner child, because inner child is your connection to your soul, and heal your negative emotions and love all your emotions.
And it's also the inner child. It's also very connected to your bliss. Like if you loved coloring when you were a child, if you loved music, and with me, I'm a freehand artist. I'm into audio, voiceover work. I love it. That's where my inner child is. I remember when I was in kindergarten, I would get those coloring books and I would do such trippy, intricate things with crayons, right? And then I just started teaching myself how to draw. It's awesome.
You draw beautiful. I saw the pictures.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna draw some more too.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna color.
So I love music. And I love to talk to people. You see, I'm like teacher all the time. I go to the store and I am a teacher. I go to the beach. I am a teacher. I'm like always teacher.
When are you the pupil?
Stronger than me.
Yeah. When are you the pupil though?
What?
When are you the pupil? The student.
I am the same time. I am teacher or student, teacher or student. But the thing is, I'll always, even I tell you something. Even guys wants to date me or something. I'm like going with this teaching, and I'm like, I don't want to teach,
Yeah, they're probably they're connecting with your like divine female essence, right? And
But they actually, all of them, whoever's wants to meet with me or something, they need my help. They need some help in spiritual subjects, so that's why I help all those people. Always help, right?
Right, exactly. Now, okay, let's talk about your healings really quick. You do them when people come to visit you physically, but you can also do these healings remotely. How do you go about doing that?
Okay, so first, when people come to me one-on-one session, they come to me. Then I do consultation. Because I am clairvoyant, so I can see all the patterns and everything in person, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am clairaudient, so I can hear it, I can see it, and I can feel it.
Right.
Very quickly, I can see what's going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I tell that person what this person needs to do to be able to clear it and to do it, to work. Because if I go with that person and do meditation and I clear it for this person, this will not work. I have to program them first what they need to do so they know how to do it and they know how to work with themselves.
Now,
I don't want people to come to me all the time.
Right.
I need only one session with people.
Right, exactly.
And then I can explain to them what they need to do with themselves, and each person is different. each person got something different, right? I explained to them, and then I showed them, I programmed them. Actually, this is like program them for what they need to do to be able to do whatever needs to be done, right? And then me as a healer, but I am not a healer because Kundalini is a healer, spirit is a healer, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just posting I am master healer, but that's not me. This is Kundalini, that energy is working on people. It's a spirit which is working on the person.
Yeah, working through you.
Spirit is doing intervention on people. And I can see, because I clairvoyance, I can see what, for example, if I lay down with people and then I do meditation, spirit, it's going out from me and it's going inside the body of the person and it's doing like cosmic operation, like an intervention, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can see what parts of the body is going and clears the aura, clears all the blockages, so the person come up and it's like fresh, like born again. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah, I do. No.
And then I teach them what to do so they don't have this pattern again on them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But what about the people out there who don't like the word program, because that word itself has such a negative connotation these days?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So I'm just telling them what kind of affirmation they can say to be able to control their mind, so this whatever they had will not come back again to them. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. It's like doing spirit work and things of that sort. When I was doing it out in the UK, you could help people get rid of, the bad spirits in their homes and things of that sort, the spirits that are plaguing them. But they have to do the inner work themselves. Otherwise, you're going to keep going back there to help them clean out.
So that's why, for example, if the parent come to me, they will not go out of, office or wherever I work. They cannot go out until they don't understand what I'm talking to them. Just they keep them until they understand and they can go. Then we could do meditation. The spirit works on their body.
Mm-hmm.
And then they wake up and I'm like, oh my God. But if they come to me, for example, I said, do you have some thoughts? No, nobody had thoughts. Like before they come to me, they got monkey mind, but when they come to me, they have no thoughts. They are here and now, because my energy is like here and now. So whoever comes to my aura, they are here and now.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have monkey mind. But so people actually later, they come up from the meditation
mm-hmm.
and they feel peaceful. And all their life is changed. Because when the spirit touch you, you are changed.
Right.
So you are changed on all kinds of levels, mental, emotional, astral level, like, spiritual level, because everything is clear. There is like more energy coming to your body. And then you think straight, you are peaceful, you feel peaceful, and you feel love.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I'm doing, and I transform people's life. I transform many people's lives.
Yeah, I was going to say, how many testimonials have you received from people since you started?
Oh, you can go to my Facebook. On my Facebook, you got testimonials, but I transform I don't know how many people. I don't know, hundreds of people maybe.
Wow. Okay, so what is your Facebook page and what is your website?
My Facebook page is my name, Sylwia, Sylwia.
Mm-hmm.
Giza, last name, it's my really last name, Giza, Giza, like pyramid in Egypt, Sylwia Giza. So you can find me like this on Facebook. Or I got other pages, which is like Universal Love or Understanding, Kundalini Awakening, and DNA Activation. Because what I'm doing is Kundalini Awakening and DNA activation. This is what I activate people. But I don't activate people on Kundalini. I activate for the light body. So Kundalini can work in people's body. And their Kundalini can activate them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I got another Facebook page, which is Chicago Energy Healing Center.
Okay. Now...
So people can find me through Sylwia Giza. They can send me a message if they want to contact me for session. I do also clearing their houses. For example, if someone, because I was in real estate for such a long time, so I can help people with clearing houses from negative energy.
Yeah.
I can help people and show them how to sell house quickly. They have to spend like months on the market. So I can help them with that too. And I also do this long distance. And this is the same work because this is spirit working. So I do sessions. I do a lot of sessions from people from Poland or Europe, France, not France, like Italy, and then England, from Europe. Lots of people from Europe. And then I do it on Skype.
Okay, so you actually utilize Skype and your phone, basically.
Messenger, yes, Messenger on Facebook, and also I do usually visual session. I want to see person, so the best way is Messenger or Skype, or be it in person.
Right. Okay. Very good. Very good. This is so cool. Wow. Okay. So we're an hour and 15 minutes into this here.
You tell me about you.
Well,
you voice.
What's that?
The voice.
The voice. What about the voice?
You helping people with the voice.
Oh, well, okay. Before I get into that, I would like you to message me your links for your pages so I can put them in the video description when I upload this to YouTube. And I'm going to put it on DTube as well. I'm going to make a new channel over there and migrate away from YouTube with all the crap going on with Facebook, Twitter, and Google. I'm going to be moving, but excuse me. So I would like those links from you, and people can just go to the bottom of the video and find those links. But as far as, working and healing with one's own vocal cords, it's strange. I sounded like this when I was 15 years old. I woke up one morning and my voice didn't crack. It wasn't like, "Hello, Mom, what's for breakfast?" No, it was like, "Hey, Mom, what you making for breakfast?"
And your mom, what she was like?
Yeah, my I don't think she would. I think she looked at me. She actually sent me to a radio, a live remote a radio station was doing, with one of her friends at Q99 in Idaho Falls, Idaho in '86. She just comes home from work one day and she says, "Hey, you got to go check out this guy, and he's doing this live remote." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I get to this grocery store, and his name was Del Rey. And he was doing this live remote talking about the specials in the grocery store and things of that sort. And he was talking about cookies. And I'm standing off to his right, kind of behind him. And he hands me a couple of cookies. "Here, try these." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And we're live on the air, right? So I'm munching away and everything. And he's going blah, 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 blah in the microphone. And he gives it back to me and goes, "So, how are those cookies?" And I'm like, with a mouthful of cookies, I'm like, he laughs and he's like, "Okay, well, that's the first time I was on the radio, and I just had I loved it,
So you got the job. Right?
Well, I didn't exactly get a job back then. I was a little too young, but being 15 years old, it was really hard for me to get dates or anything like that. I asked this girl out, and I knew she didn't have a sister. And I was talking to her on the phone one day, and her mom must have overheard our conversation. And she goes, "Well, hang on a minute. My sister wants to speak to you." And I said, "You don't have a sister. It's your mom, And she laughs and she goes, "Hang on." So her mom gets on the phone posing as her sister. And I said, "I know you're not her sister. You're her mother." And she giggles and she goes, "What are your intentions with my daughter?" And I said, "We're in the same class. We're sophomores in high school." I said, "I'm just asking her out on a date to go to a dance." And she's like, "Yeah, I don't think I want my daughter going out with you." And I said, "Why not?" She goes, "You sound like you're 30 years old." And I just woke up one morning and there it was. So, no formal training.
Yeah, when I met you, and when I met you, I also thought that, it's like you got older voice, like from past life or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, thanks. I've been told that it's ancient as well, and I really don't think about that, when I'm doing stuff like this, I don't think about it at all. I've had people tell me I sound ancient. I've even had indigenous folk up in Canada. I used to be a part of these telephone calls years ago when I worked with Wolf Spirit Radio. There's a plug for you, WSR and JP. How you guys doing out there? When I was doing this, and we would have these phone calls behind the scenes, and I'd be speaking with indigenous people there, and they were saying, your voice heals, use it to heal. And I'm just like, yeah, okay, sure, no problem, whatever. I love to communicate.
I told you the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
That your voice, it's actually healing voice.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Unless I get mad. Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. I'm kidding. Kind of, sort of. But anyway, so what I want to do is, when I was over in the UK, I lived in the UK for 3.5 years, and I was thinking about creating meditative tracks that people can download. And if they can't get out to nature, and they can't get outside to connect with Mama Earth and their natural surroundings, I would like to put together these healing meditation tracks for people, an hour long, maybe 2 hours long, it depends. And I can do them with just the sound effects, the music and everything, unguided meditation, whatever. You can visualize whatever you want as you're listening, but I can also do guided meditations, however people, are absorbing the information, I guess, the best. The best way they can, however they know how to do it, I guess, whatever works best for them. But yeah, that's what I really want to get into. And when I start focusing on doing things of this sort, my radio shows, voiceover work, yes, folks, Solid Sylver sound spelled with a Y. Look me up, all right? I work with all sorts of things, audio. I'm a natural musician as well. I don't read music when I play it. I just play it. I hear it and I can play it.
But you play like music because you are DJ. You were DJ, right?
Right. Well, even when I was a kid, the radio was my best friend, right? The radio was my best friend. I would listen to the radio guys talk and, listen to the tunes. And I got to where there used to be a TV show on NBC, Name That Tune, many years ago. And they would come up and hit that crash cymbal once. And I'd be like, oh, it's this tune by this person. My mom, my family would turn around, look at me and go, what's wrong with you? And all of a sudden they said, you're correct. And then they'd really look at me going, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, oh, no. So it's like, I've always been around music. I just knew I was going to do it when I was younger. I just knew I was going to be a part of it somehow. My genetic father side of the family, they're all natural musicians, and the art side of the family, and excuse me, the psychic stuff going on, the healing stuff comes from my mom's side of the family. My mom's very psychic too. So it's just like combining all those worlds. But when I think about doing this stuff, all of a sudden I have things manifesting around me physically to help me out with this. So I guess right now, I just recently turned, let's just say I'm pushing 50. All right. And I have been out there doing.
Oh, how old are you? Come on. Tell the truth.
In this incarnation, I'm pushing 50, but my soul is ancient. How's that?
Oh, how old are you now? 40?
40-something, yes. No, 47.
Yeah, you're 47.
Now, I have spent my entire life, doing things as people think I should be doing them because that's the way they do them. And, the gods and goddesses forbid you think about doing something following your bliss because you're not supposed to. You're supposed to go out and work as a slave, you can't follow your bliss. Well, why not? So I'm utilizing the rest of my life following my bliss. My bliss out, whatever. You know what I mean? That's
yes to that. Bliss. Mm-hmm. Follow your bliss. This is the most important.
Right.
Yeah.
This has been such a fun show, and maybe the next show I will.
No, we didn't actually joke today too much.
Not too much, but
But we can.
get ready for it, folks, because it's coming. Much. No. Okay, maybe so. So anyway, as we progress with these, folks, let us know what you think about, this and the information we've shared this evening with you. It's going to be a little while, Sylvia, before I can get it up onto it'll probably be around the beginning of the week, this coming week, excuse me, where I have it up online and everything, and I'll send you the link that you can send it to your friends and everything, Poland, wherever else, And we'll go from there. But in future shows, I don't know exactly what we're going to be speaking about, folks. This is just kind of like an impromptu thing. Sylwia got a hold of me, and we've spoke many times about doing this, and we finally pulled it together to where we're doing this. But we're doing it without a script. And I really feel that doing things without a script, doing it ad lib and just
spontaneously, authenticity, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So we got more of these coming, folks, if you're interested in them, and I really hope you are. And I don't know, when do you want to do the next one? When would you like to?
We're gonna be doing something spontaneous like today. Mm-hmm. Today, you see, we're supposed to do something different. We totally did something different. So.
Right. Well, yeah, it's totally different because I'm used to doing just radio. I don't record myself speaking into a bloody microphone. I don't do it. So this is kind of a new thing for me, folks. And
for me too, because when I used to speak on YouTube, I used to speak by only me speaking to people.
Right. You didn't have anyone to bounce.
I didn't speak with anybody before.
Yeah, you don't. It's really cool when you have people that connect with you and you can bounce things off of.
Yeah, also people can write questions for us.
Okay, that'll work.
What they need, any kind of question they ask, we can answer in the next time, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we can leave it open to questions and things of that sort. And if anybody out there has negative comments, they will be deleted. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
So, they'll be deleted. So
listen, what about where do they should send the questions if they have? They can send it to you or they can send it to me.
Well,
on Facebook.
Yeah, on Facebook. That would be cool. We can also leave things semi-open on YouTube if people would like to comment and ask questions, and we can go to the YouTube channel, and take the questions down and things of that sort for the next session that we do. And again, folks, I don't think this is going to be a timed thing where we're doing them, once a week, once a month. It's just kind of like a spontaneous kind of thing. We'll be putting them out there for people,
Yes.
Because when you start thinking about time, then you are relegating, you're subjugating yourself, relegating yourself to the constructs.
Yes.
Of 3D, okay, of very physical, just dense physicality of everything. I don't like going.
Speak very often. Like sometimes we can speak maybe 3 times a week, or sometimes we can speak once a month. So be flexible, like we are flexible with that.
Right. Yeah. That's another thing I have to get used to, is being flexible, because I'm used to working with deadlines and everything, So
I am usually, for example, flexible, and I am listening to the spirit. When I listen to the spirit, I know when exactly will be good time to do it.
Right.
Because energies align at this moment. For example, if we're gonna do it we're gonna do this in 1 week at this and this time, usually never happens for me, because spirit wants me to do something different, because he or she doesn't want me to be like in the construct.
Yeah, because when you pull yourself back into the box, then you close yourself off to the energies that are spinning around us all the time and going in and out of us. You're pulling yourself in. You're closing yourself off to creation, to abundance, to all of it. And maybe next show we can talk about ascension. Now, I'm just going to say right here, right now, that word in and of itself, how it's been used and portrayed by the love and lighters and the new age community over these years, and that whole scene is very infiltrated, and they've just loaded that word down with so many different meanings that I don't vibrate with, let's say that. I really the word for me is evolution. We're evolving. We're constantly evolving. It's an eternal process. Ascension to 5D and things of that sort. Okay, whatever, groovy, whatever floats your boat. You're elevating. You're evolving. That's what you're doing, right?
We will talk about this the next time, right?
Yeah, we'll talk about some of this next time. I think I'll let you do most of the talking, though.
And what is the ascension? What is the evolution? We will talk about that.
Yeah, let's please. Let's do that. All right. So, Sylvia, folks, this has been Sylwia Giza with Roger Sylver. And
thank you. Yeah. Thank you for doing this for me.
You're welcome.
Because this is actually for the highest good of all people, right?
Right. And thank you as well for, assisting me as well. Because, like I said, we have those places where we're kind of crisscrossing. We're crisscrossing. Yeah. And so it's the energies over there. I'm merging with and pulling over here, and you're doing the same thing with where I'm at. Yeah. So we're working together. We're making some things happen, folks. This is so cool. It's just, yeah, I'm loving it.
You feel it, right?
Yeah, I feel it.
When we talk about this, this is like so amazing because this energy is actually very, very amazing,
Yeah. And we're both born on cusps, by the way. You're like the cusp of magic, and I'm the cusp of power. Oh, and speaking of cusps, being Aries and Taurus, I'm more on the
Taurus?
No, Aries side of things. But your Uranus, I think, is finally leaving Aries, but now it's going into Taurus, and I'm just like, oh.
No, you don't like it?
Well,
but it's gonna be, it's gonna be different. I don't know. I think it's gonna be better.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
I hope so.
Because Taurus is more abundant.
Right.
Beauty.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I do. And it's more earthy, too. I think
and
that's
more grounded.
More grounded, and it grounds my fire just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a bit. But, so, anyway, folks, yeah, it's been about an hour and 30 minutes.
Yes, and then you're going to put music later for people?
Well, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'll be working on those tracks later on. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to release this video. I'm going to publish it on my Solid Silver Sounds YouTube page, and I'll just throw on my Maxium Radio intro into it and the outro on it. And then from there, we're working on our new title, folks, Sylver and Giza. I don't know if we're going to call it radio, if we're going to call it, I have no idea. Just
maybe or talk or conversation or that. I don't know. Maybe someone give us like beautiful like name or something.
Yeah, right.
We got Sylver and Giza now.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know if it's gonna be radio or show or talk or we don't know.
No, or just Sylver and Giza. I floated the name past my cousin last weekend, and she loved it. She's like, "That's actually really cool." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. You think people will dig it?" She's like, "Yeah, I think they will." I'm like, "All right,
Then we're gonna put like Sylver and Giza pyramid together somehow.
Yeah, somehow we're working on that. I'm teaching myself some 3D rendering software, Blender. So if anyone has any tutorials they'd like to send me, it's just a very basic concept that I'm going to be working with, but I'm teaching myself new software and everything. I went to school for computer sciences, computer technician and things of that sort. I've forgotten how to do a lot of stuff, but I'm teaching myself how to do all this stuff again, right? So this new program, Blender, it's new for me, folks. So don't be picking on me, okay? I just want a nice little, I'll tell you in private message if you get a hold of me. I'm not going to put it out there because I don't want people stealing our idea. So anyway, Sylvia, thank you so much. And you know what? Don't hang up yet because I'm going to stop the recording over here. Don't hang up. I'm going to keep you on. And let's just...
Me, I'm saying thank you.
Yes.
And I'm saying thank you for all the listeners, all the people who watch this and listen to this. And I'm sending you lots of love and lots of positive energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, keep smiling and be joyful.
Yeah. And we want to know how you feel after you watch this video, folks. All right. Go ahead and let us know. And let us know if you'd like us to keep putting out videos like this as well, please and thank you. And thank you very much, Sylvia, as well, for being here. And we finally made it happen. We've manifested it. Let's see where it goes from here, hey?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you too. Now don't hang up, okay? Everybody else, we'll see you later. So in the video, you're going to be fading out. We're going to be fading out. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.